Our community conversation right now is about energy, specifically an event that the Village of Mamaroneck Committee for the Environment is hosting on September 17th called EnergySmart Home event. And Debbie Sullivan, you're with the Committee for the Environment for the Village of Mamaroneck. Tell us about it, please.
Well, we started our EnergySmart Home campaign, which is a New York State program run through Sustainable Westchester. We started it back in February, and it's really to get people to be energy smart in their homes through use of insulation and heat pumps, both geothermal and air source heat pumps. So we're having this event. This is kind of our biggest event so far for the Village of Mamaroneck and surrounding communities to come and learn more about the program, what they can do to be green at home, and about the program in general, which is part of EnergySmart Home program, but also even larger is part of the Climate Smart Community program, which is a New York State program to get villages and towns to be energy smart.
And we have two representatives from Sustainable Westchester with us. Lauren Brois, let me ask you, what exactly will people be able to learn at this event on the 17th?
Sure. The event on the 17th will be really informational. So if you're someone that is saying, why are my energy bills so high? Why is my house so drafty in the winter time? What can I do to electrify my home? I hear there's rebates and incentives from the federal government, from New York State, from my utility. How can I access those to make my home greener and more efficient? So all those questions will be answered on Sunday. And if you're watching this after our Sunday event happens, we are still available at Sustainable Westchester. People can call us. We'll connect you to a contractor. We are available anytime.
Well, talking about availability, Lauren Kroel, you're also with us, and you're an energy advisor. What exactly does that mean for a homeowner? What can you tell them?
Yeah, absolutely. So part of the EnergySmart Homes program now is that we run through a statewide initiative called the Regional Clean Energy Hubs, which hopes to facilitate outreach and education and engagement at the local level around home energy and what incentives and resources homeowners can take advantage of. So I help to provide that one-on-one support and talk homeowners through what their options are. I do calls over the phone, over Zoom, and provide that individualized support all along the way of the project.
And we also have Robert Feuer as a guest. Robert, you're the CEO of an organization called Geothermal Works. Now, we've heard of solar power. Where does geothermal come in?
Geothermal enables the homeowner to heat and cool their home, getting heat and cooling from the ground. The temperature in this area is always 52 degrees underground, 365 days a year. So if we drill holes in the ground at someone's property and put copper earth loops in the ground, we then connect those to a geothermal ground source heat pump, which then connects to their air handler and actually heats and cools their home. And the savings is about a 50% reduction in their current utility bill.
Wow. Lauren, either Lauren, what are the incentives that the state is offering homeowners?
All right, yeah, so I'll take this one. So there's really been a lot of excitement around what is available to people, and rightfully so, because there's something available for everyone at every income level and every background. So there's kind of different tiers to what's available. So at the statewide level, we have fantastic programs and incentives available through NYSERDA, which is the New York State Energy Research Development Authority. And there's quite extensive funding for both energy efficiency and heat pump projects by working with a qualified contractor who can help you also apply for those rebates so that you don't have to do all the back end work that may be associated with those kinds of programs. And then at the federal level, there's been a lot of excitement around the Inflation Reduction Act as well, which when you combine it with the state funding, that can provide very significant significant tax credits for these kinds of projects as well. So generally, you'll see tax credits for 30% of the cost of the projects with different cap levels. And I'm sure Rob would love to talk about this as well, but for geothermal and solar systems, those are uncapped tax credits as well. So that can be a significant reduction in the price tag of these projects and make it a lot more affordable for folks. And then at the local level, there's also different home repair grants and other access points that we can connect people to.
Debbie Sullivan, can I ask you, are there local incentives? Is the Village of Mamaroneck offering anything specific to homeowners?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't know if the Laurens would know more about that.
There's not a particular incentive from the village, but as people do this work in their homes, they're helping the village complete a clean energy communities campaign, which is opening up additional funding tiers for the village to pursue more green energy projects. That could include electrifying the fleet of cars, adding heat pumps to municipal buildings. There's a lot of options.
And Debbie Sullivan, this is not just the Village of Mamaroneck. I mean, this involves the town as well.
The town of Mamaroneck is also sponsoring this event, and they've started their own campaign as well for the EnergySmart Home program. It just been approved for that. And the library is also supporting this event that we're having on Sunday.
Robert, it was Lauren mentioned a bit ago that there are some special incentives for geothermal. Is that true?
We've been promoting geothermal in Westchester County for the last 20 years, pushing that rock uphill for quite a long time. And at this point, it seems like the rock's gotten to the top of the hill. The federal government gives 30% on the total project for geothermal. The other amazing thing is that Con Ed, most of the people in the county, either Con Ed or NYSEG, both utilities offer significant rebates. No matter what size home you have right now, Con Ed's going to provide you with a $25,000 check within 6 to 9 weeks of that project being completed. Also, the state has now put up a $5,000 incentive. So when you combine all these incentives, the tax credits from the state, the federal, and your utility rebate, very, very often 50% of your project is being paid for by the government. If you look at older homes or homes that have equipment that is antiquated, for the first time ever, you're putting in geothermal in your home can actually be cheaper than doing any other form of upgrade or retrofit.
Wow.
So that's why the boulder is finally rolling downhill, which is really nice.
Are these incentives available in some form also to people who don't have a home, but who live in apartments like myself, or co-ops or condos?
They are, but those are looked at as multi-family projects,
Okay.
and incentives are actually different. The only time they are comparable is when they are townhouses or condos, where you're looking at each individual homeowner applying separately. And then, believe it or not, it's $25,000 per homeowner. It's a really big deal.
Yeah, so I think for people that live in apartments, there's certainly the ability for the apartment condominium or complex, whatever the situation is, they have a heating and cooling system that could be moved to geothermal on the commercial scale. And I think for folks that are living in apartments that are paying their own utility bill, they have options for going green as well. They may want to participate in a demand response program, community solar. You don't need to have any solar panels on your own apartment or home, and also Westchester Power. So we'll talk about some of those things on Sunday as well.
Okay. Debbie,
Also, Mike, historically, one of the obstacles for everybody participating in alternative energy is knowing what that's going to cost them up front. There was a whole lot of frustration for years. Lauren had reached out, got to be 2-3 years ago now, Lauren, where they were requesting a calculator be built so that you can go on, answer 2 or 3 questions about square footage, whether your house has a fireplace, square footage, basement, etc., and get a really, really good idea of what the net cost of installation is going to be. And on geothermalworks.com, you can do just that. Whether you want to work with us or not is not the point. We built and hosted this calculator just so people could get a feel before calling anybody.
So before we have to leave, Debbie Sullivan, do you want to recap this event? Sunday the 17th, where is it?
Sunday, September 17th, from 4 p.m. to 5:30 in the Village of Mamaroneck Courthouse at 169 Mount Pleasant Avenue.
That's adjacent to the police station.
Yes, yeah, near the library and across the street from the parking.
Right.
And parking is free on Sundays. I think that's about it. We hope to see a lot of people there.
And
I think it's going to be a good program.
For folks that are learning about this after the fact, where can they go for information?
They can visit sustainablewestchester.org. They can send an email to EnergySmart Homes at sustainablewestchester.org, or pick up the phone and give us a call. Our number 914-242-4725, extension 122, and we'll be happy to help connect you to contractors, review the rebates, and even talk through the technologies, talk about what's included in a home energy assessment, air source, ground source, whatever works, we're here to help.
A lot of information and important information these days. Debbie, the Village Committee for the Environment, anything else on the horizon for the committee that you want to give advance notice for?
Yes, absolutely. We're having our Monarch Butterfly Festival on Saturday, September 30th. The rain date is Sunday, October 1st, from 10 to 1. It's for kids and adults, but there's a lot of stuff for kids. Then we have the Repair Cafe, which is happening with the town of Mamaroneck on October 15th. That'll be in the Senior Center. That's on Boston Post Road. And we also have our Instagram. You can follow the Committee for the Environment on Instagram and Facebook.
Well, thank you for this information. Thank you to Lauren Brois and to Lauren Kroel and to Robert Feuer for the information about Sunday, 17th of September, Go Green Mamaroneck event. And even if you miss the event, you can still get valuable information from Sustainable Westchester, as well as the Committee for the Environment in Mamaroneck. Thank you all.